All druids revere the natural world and all the animals within it above everything else. Our look at the base druid next on Thaco's Cave. You've been thinking about playing, say a druid, as your first or maybe your next character in Dungeons & Dragons. I'm here to help you. The druid is a very versatile character class with all natural life forms foremost in their mind, having the ability to communicate with both plants and animals to help find inner peace within themselves, also to gather information about recent passers-by. You know, not quite a cleric, not quite a wizard, but you know what? There's something very special directly in between. And it's right here in this book. As someone who used to play a druid back in 1st edition AD&D, I might feel a little opinionated, but we viewed this as a tree-hugging hippie class. Kind of harsh, but hey, you know what? Now that that's been said, why don't all you trolls out there comment, because I just gave you a big juicy steak. So come back at me with something. A druid relies on the natural world surroundings. Everything that's provided for them is right there. Most druids in my campaigns and from series of campaigns that I've been involved in were vegetarian. And they frown on the needless killing of animals. That is the truth right there. Unless, say, it meets one of your basic needs: food, shelter, and clothing. All else is unnecessary. You dedicate the soul of an animal that is needlessly lost to your deity. This act is very selfless of them, and it ensures that that animal has a safe passage on to their next life or afterlife, you know, depending on your Judaic teachings, of course. There are some long-time players of druids that I know out there that believe in the old ways or the old teachings. If you are one of those, comment down below. Let me know who you are. You know, someone even told me last week that a druid is part cleric and part ranger. Sorry guys, the ranger is part fighter and part druid. Now if you got a comment about that one, hey, nail me down below. I want to get involved in that conversation as well. It's totally open for debate on what you think. As a druid, your main stat is wisdom, because the discipline and the ages of all the knowledge that you acquire for casting your spells come from your wisdom. On page 65 of the 5th edition Player's Handbook, as a druid, you get several spells that you're able to learn through the progression of your levels. Your second most important stat is Constitution. You know, this is because of your armor specialization and being very unique and specific with the weapons that you use. Your armor mostly consists of leather and maybe a wooden shield if you need it, depending on your station and your teachings, of course. Druids might even be limited to even having cloth armor. So you can see where Constitution comes in very handy here. You could also fall back on Dexterity as a third basic, which I have done in the past. Don't ever use these as dump stats. You will get yourself in trouble. Most druids will use simple weapons, like let's say a club, a staff, a sling. They'll even use throwing weapons like a javelin and a spear, while other druids will use daggers, darts, and even a mace like a cleric does. You know, some druids, even living on the coastal or even marshy areas, have been known to use scimitars and sickles. This is to help fend off against pirates looking to Shanghai someone to pawn off on the slavers and make some quick cash. I'll get into that later on. They could even be used to, you could even use these weapons as show of force against, say, lizardmen looking to get their next meal. Now, starting at first level, you already know Drudaic. That's pretty cool, isn't it? It's a secret language of all druids, and they use it to communicate with each other. Sometimes other people don't even know what's going on. Also, you are able to identify and understand the secrets that are found within sacred plants and woods. You can also use this for your spells and cantrips. Pretty cool, isn't it? Also, later on, you can learn to combine these plants and woods to create your own spellcasting focus. Now, Druidic focus, it's pretty simple. It's made out of stuff that you can just find walking up and down the trails, or when you make camp sometime at night, depending on wherever you are. This could be something as simple as a sprig of holly, juniper, or mistletoe. Even bones, feathers, and bits of fur. Even teeth can be used to create your Druidic focus. That's pretty interesting, isn't it? What some druids prefer to do over time is combine these materials to make, say, a totem or a headpiece for their staff, which can serve as their focus. Some have even been known to make a necklace charm. When you reach 2nd level, you learn Wild Shape. This allows you to take on the form of an animal of your choosing, just so long as you've encountered this animal and its challenge rating is acceptable for your level. You also get to choose your Druidic circle. Druidic circles are very important for druids. There's 2 of them listed in the player's handbook, which I will be going over here very shortly, within the next week or 2. They are the circle of the land and the circle of the moon. I'll be looking for these videos, okay guys? Now at 4th, 8th, 12th, 16th, and 19th levels, you're able to increase one of your ability scores by 2, or 2 of them by 1. Just like other classes, you can't go over 20 on any of your ability scores. Now here are a couple things that I find very interesting about druids. At 18th level, you can cast while using Wild Shape, but you're only limited to verbal and somatic commands. Material components, you can't use them. And at 20th level, this is really cool, the Archdruid, you're able to use Wild Shape an unlimited number of times a day. Now I really hope you've enjoyed this presentation. Let all your friends know about us. While you're doing that, hit us with a like and tell us what you thought of this video. When you do this, those great deities over there at YouTube will recommend us to others. Hey, when you subscribe and hit that reminder bell, you will be among the first to be notified when a new video is uploaded. We try to put out videos, like say, once a week. Now, sometimes more, sometimes less, depending on the weather and whatever topic I happen to be covering at the time. So until we meet again, cave dwellers, you stay safe and have a great day.